Hey guys, welcome to the channel again, and today we have a laptop that was sent over by one of the subscribers of this channel. And well, yeah, if you're asking yourself if it's possible, then yes, you can send a graphics card or a laptop or something for repair if you contact me before. The laptop is Lenovo Yoga 7 2-in-1. The exact model is 14A HP9 and it has 8000 series Ryzen 5 8640HS inside, and it has a flip screen which you can like move 360 degrees to the other side and use it as a tablet. It came in with a protective sleeve, and also it has a stylus pen with it. Based on the specs, you can tell that it's a new laptop. I think it was bought in 2024, and a little bit of the story. So the laptop originally comes from Germany, I think, and it got liquid damage. So first it went to Lenovo for warranty repair, but since this is a liquid damage, so it's a kind of physical damage, it's not covered by the warranty, and they said that the entire motherboard needs to be replaced. So then it went to local repair shop somewhere in Germany, I believe, and there they did something to the laptop, cleaned it first of all, and probably did some repair attempts. And the laptop was supposedly working. The only problem was that it didn't have sound. There was something wrong with the audio codec. And the other thing is that during the repair they flashed a new BIOS, so it means that basically the laptop does not have all the DMIs, Windows license and serial number in it. So that's what I'm supposed to have a look at and fix for the viewers. So I have to fix the sound issue, and I'll show you later. It's most likely caused by the corrosion and missing components around the Realtek codec, and also we'll try to flash the BIOS to get to get all the serial numbers and everything, all the information. Luckily, the person who sent me the laptop got the original BIOS from the second repair shop. I mean, I hope it's the original BIOS, and well, they changed the BIOS because the laptop was not working. So now we have two options. One is that the reason for that was different, so actually the original BIOS will work, and that would be perfect because if I flash it, we would have a working laptop and all the serial numbers. The other option is that actually BIOS was damaged. That's why they flashed it in the first place with another one. So if that's the case, then we need to get a working BIOS, most likely the one that's already there, but we need to copy all the information and put it in the BIOS again. As I said, the laptop was supposed to be working, and apart from those two issues I mentioned before, and the subscriber who sent it to me was actually using it before sending, and it was working fine. But when I got the laptop, I opened it and tried to power it on, and the laptop did not work. There was no reaction, no fan spin, just the power button blinking and the charging light. The laptop was taking 20 volts, so the power management chip was actually going from 5 volts to 20 volts, so that's fine, but there was no power draw basically, apart from charging at around 3 amps when the battery was connected. But as you can see here, I disconnected the battery already. What I did, I actually tried flashing the BIOS because to me it looked like a BIOS issue, that nothing is happening even though the power seems to be okay, entering the laptop fine. So I flashed the BIOS a few times already, and well, I spent like a few hours flashing and testing. Nothing was working. Still didn't get any picture, any signs of life of the laptop. So I almost like quit for the day, but I thought I'll do one last thing. So I started measuring the voltages, if any voltages are present. So basically, what I found is that we had 1.8 volt here. There was 1.8 on the BIOS chip, and also here you have 3.3 and 5 volts coils. So I measured those, and well, we had 3.3 volts, but instead of 5 volts we had 2.5. And what I did, I basically looked at the chips here that produce the voltages, and well, I noticed something like a dirt or a piece of solder. So I went under the microscope, and you won't believe it, guys. I found some, I don't know, like a thermal paste or like a leftover of the soldering paste without the solder in it, but it was all covered in this like a muddy thing. And well, I suppose maybe it was shorting the pins of the chip, of the back converter. So I don't know. I cleaned it thoroughly. I used some IPA and cotton buds and a brush, and cleaned it. And then after that, with another BIOS, the last BIOS I actually flashed to it, it decided to work, and now it works. As I said, the laptop is working, but as you can see here, Lenovo serial number says invalid, so we need to fix that and flash a correct BIOS with all the information. And we are in Windows, and as you can see, Realtek audio codec is actually being detected. It seems to be working fine. The It's not muted, now it's muted, now it's unmuted. We have the volume here at 73%, but it's not working, so the sound inside, it's not muted here on YouTube. There's no sound whatsoever. So that's confirmed the original issue it came with, and we need to fix that as well. Alright, so I have the board out, and it's time to resolve the problem with the codec, but actually the codec itself was on the other side of the board. It's actually here. It's ALC3306. I will show you under the microscope. But it seems okay. I had a look under the microscope already, and it looks okay. But the problem is our problematic chip with the missing components around it is this one, ALC1309L, and from what I found on the internet, it's the audio amplifier. So I think the problem is actually here, and this is what we need to replace and check underneath for any damage, and basically, you know, make sure everything is working fine.
Okay, so this is the Realtek audio amplifier I mentioned that we want to fix. I don't know if it's working or not. I would assume it is okay. It's just a matter of the missing components around it and how it's soldered. Because you can clearly see it's not soldered evenly. I think the second repair shop tried to solder it back. Uh, After cleaning the damage, the liquid damage, and yeah, it's a little bit off, not in the center. Also, as you can see, there are some components missing. Like here, I mean, it doesn't look like it because I already cleaned it with the fresh solder, but you could clearly see some component was ripped off here, and also two components here. This one, I would assume I would say it's a capacitor like those ones here. Here I would guess a resistor, but I cannot tell because I don't have any schematic to this or board view to this motherboard. Unfortunately, it's not available on the internet. Um, so I'll try to figure it out somehow. Also, there's no data sheet for this chip or much information about this chip. So I'll try to figure it out. Probably the capacitor, I suppose it's not needed. I mean, it's not mandatory, I would say. Uh, yeah, we'll figure it out. But for example, here there should be two pins here. One is soldered and one is like missing. So I need to remove the chip, see if there's any damage underneath, check how the traces look under there, under the microscope, and then we'll try to solder it back in place. And later we will take care of those, but those I can solder on when I have the board in the laptop already. So if resoldering this chip won't help, we'll also try to figure out what are those missing elements and put them back in place.
And we are back. The laptop is assembled except for the back cover, and I'm running Windows right now. I have opened already a YouTube video. You can see this gorgeous AMOLED display. And let me just resume the video. And you can clearly hear the sound is working. I checked the headphone jack as well and USB headset. Everything is working perfectly fine in terms of sound. So that's the moment where we need to work on the BIOS, and that's the last thing we need to fix. Alright, so I have the laptop turned off, and here's the BIOS chip we want to program. I have my SVOD4 programmer connected and ready, and I'll be using this pogo pin to actually make a connection with the BIOS chip pins and to program it. It works for me. It's a, you know, I did it many times. It's a working method. It works for me very well. What I'll be doing, I'll erase the BIOS chip first, then I'll verify if it's erased properly, program, and then verify the write. Right now we have the BIOS I downloaded from Badcaps, and it's like with clean DMI. Uh, so as you could see, it doesn't contain the laptop information. So I'll try to flash the BIOS that was provided by the second repair shop. I got it from the owner of the laptop, the current owner. So yeah, let's flash it and see if that helps and if we restore the serial number and all the details. Okay, so I have flashed the clean BIOS from Badcaps forum and copied the DMI from the original BIOS I got from the owner. Let's see if it works now. So I have the power connected. Let's press the power button. The fan is spinning. The power draw is over 1 amp, so it's promising and it's fluctuating a bit. Is it gonna work? Yeah, it's fluctuating. Let's wait what happens. Oh, it's going down and the fan stopped. It's stopping. Yeah, it stopped. But the power draw is fluctuating still, so it's kind of promising. So I think it's restarting. Let's wait a moment. Still, it's still off. Let's wait. Is it moving? Yeah, it's moving. The power draw is changing, so it's promising. Come on, come on, come on. Please work. Okay, it's doing something. 2 amps. Okay, 0.5. Still not turning on. Oh, we have a picture. Okay, I haven't noticed that, sorry. It's time to summarize the repair. So as you can see, the laptop is working. I have run Cinebench R20 and the score is around 4400 points, which is impressive for such a thin laptop. And it's greater than desktop Ryzen 5600X, so it's really impressive. And to summarize, we have fixed the audio in the laptop. I resoldered the audio amplifier. I also put back the missing capacitors, and we flashed the new BIOS with original serial number, so now everything is as expected. All the license information is there in the laptop, so that's good. The back cover is under the laptop, but it's not screwed in. And that's because the owner is going to pick up the laptop tomorrow and he's going to apply PTM on the CPU to increase the cooling and the performance. That's it for this video. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Thank you for watching and see you in the next one.